Everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please. Yes. Other day, I was talking about the easiest way of creating object of java.lang.class is using class property, which is also called dot class property. This is compiler added code to our dot class file during the compilation of the Java code. For every Java class, compiler dynamically adds so many things, guys. And one of them is what? Class property, which is a static property of type java.lang.class. So that's the reason when you call it on class name dot property, you will get the object of java.lang.class. Tell me, in that object, what will be there? Given class name and its information. So using that object of java.lang.class, what we can do? Given class name object can be created, methods can be invoked, we can get information about all constructor fields. So entire reflection API coding we can do using the object of java.lang.class. Right. But don't surprise, in Java we have two built-in properties. We never create them. They will be added dynamically by compiler. One is length, which gives array size, guys, array length. Next one is class, which gives object of java.lang.class. We have built-in reference variables also, this and super. We have built-in threads also, main and GC. Okay, main and GC. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? Those are feeling voice is low. Please. Okay, guys. No, these are the examples. Then we discussed about another core Java concept, guys. Another core Java concept. When you design method having specific return type, specific subclass as return type, you can return that the subclass object. There is no possibility of returning other sibling classes objects. There is no possibility of returning other sibling classes. The people who are feeling voice is low, please check your side. 99% people are saying voice is okay, audio is okay. If you still feel voice is low, please rejoin once, log out once and please rejoin once. Yeah, see this, guys? Okay, so this is valid. Okay, referring, see this, person employee, person student, referring superclass object with a subclass object with a superclass reference variable is also valid, guys. But when you try to refer with sibling, you will get the exception. So that's why what I have done, I have taken superclass as the return type here. I'm just revising Saturday's class. I'm just taking person as the return type. That means superclass as the return type. Superclass as the return type. Okay, then what? Method can return either superclass object or one of its subclass object. If EMP is there, employee, studies coming, student, otherwise invalid type. So then you observe, guys, referring with the superclass reference variable, super. But can you call direct methods, guys? Can you call direct methods of employee class? No. Okay. Then what I should do? Typecasting. What I should do? I should go for typecasting. If you want to call direct methods of employee class by using superclass reference variable, nothing but person class reference variable, we should go for typecasting. Okay, typecasting is compulsory here. Same thing here also, na boss. Same thing here also. I am referring this get details study gives me student class object. I am referring with the super class reference variable. But can I call direct methods of subclass? No. By using superclass reference variable, can I call direct methods of subclass? No. If I want to call again, I need a typecasting or not. See, whenever we are going for typecasting, our code is not type safe code. What do you mean by code is not type safe code? That indicates there is a possibility of getting class cast exception. If you give wrong class name in the typecasting, suppose it is returning student class object. Yes, no, you have given in the typecasting, you have given employee. So you will get class cast exception or not. Suppose if it is returning X class object, in the typecasting you have given Y. Y is equal to Y of P you said. Then you will get class cast exception or not. So typecasting should be avoided. If you want to avoid typecasting forever from Java, you have to start working with the generics. We have generic classes, generic interfaces, okay, generic parameters, and generic methods also there. So in our example, we should start working with the generic methods. We should start dealing with what? Generic methods. Then we can avoid typecasting permanently from our code boss. Save this, boss. Generic methods, and next discussion is factory design pattern. And today is April 5th. I'm pasting this as it is, guys. Generic methods. I will link with the Spring, don't worry. Generic methods. Problem. This is problem. Yes. Solution using generic methods, boss. Solution using generic methods. Yeah. Generics make our code as type safe code. That means there is no need of doing typecasting, and we can avoid class cast exception from our Java applications. We can avoid class cast exception from our Java application. Right, boss? Generics makes our code as type safe code, boss. Now let's go for generic method. We have generic class, generic interface. We have generic method, generic methods, and etc. Okay, boss. Generic method signature. Syntax of generic method, because solution for our problem is generic methods, guys. Syntax of generic methods. Tell me. First of all, return type. RT means return type. Now onwards, mentally prepared for that. Next, generic definition, generic declaration. It may be any letter. X, Y, Z. Okay, what is the generic declaration? Generic declaration. Next, return. Oh, sorry, this is modifier. First modifier you write. First modifier, then generic declaration, then you write return type, then you write return type, then method, understanding my point there, then method, then you can take the params. You can happily take the params. Okay, definitely you can take the params, boss. Okay, here also you can specify generic. Yeah, generic, generic type, param, param, and other params also can be there. Definitely other parameters also can be there. It's not compulsory you should have what generic type of parameters only. You can have other params as usually. So now let's take this method only. Let's take this method only. Let's go for, guys. It's a public, boss. I'm defining generic type T. It's a definition. You can take X, Y, Z. It's a defining. I'm saying I'm going to use generic type as a T. Okay. Then return type, guys. Return type also T. Return type also T. Now listen. Get details. What that, guys? Get detail. Okay. Here what? String type. No, no problem. First normal parameter, then generic parameter. There's no worry about order, guys. String type. Now tell me here. Here, I'm going to write like this. Class T class. Sir, why are you taking param name as the class? Simple reason, guys. Class is a keyword. Lowercase c class is a keyword. Can I take keywords as the parameter names? Please respond. Can I take keywords as the parameter names, guys? We cannot. So that's the reason I'm taking class. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Okay? Don't think much on it. So now listen carefully, boss. What is the parameter type? Class T. If I pass X class, return type will be X. If I pass Y class, return type will be Y. If I pass Z class, return type will be Z. Are you noticing, guys? If I pass A class, return type will be A. Easy? Okay. Now listen carefully. So am I giving any super type as the return type? No. Whatever you pass here, same thing will become return type. You pass A class, A is return type. B class, B is return type. Now listen carefully. If type equals ignore case, I am writing my logic in a regular note. T equals ignore case EMP equals ignore case EMP. Tell me what I want to return. Return new employee of. Return new employee of. Else if type equals ignore case stud. return new student of else, throw new illegal argument exception. Illegal argument exception. Invalid type. Something. Let us assume. Okay. Invalid type. End of it. Now, how to call this method, my dear? How to call this method? Employee EMP is equal to RYE is equal to cool. Get details, guys. I am passing EMP. This EMP is matching what type? Next here, I am giving employee dot class. I am giving employee dot class. Now tell me, is there any need of typecasting, guys? What I have passed here, employee. Now indirectly, what is T, guys? What is T? Return type will be employee, na boss. Return type will be employee. It returns what? Employee class object. When return type is employee and returns employee class object, do I need any typecasting? Do I need any typecasting, boss? E dot generate payslip. E dot generate payslip. Any typecasting is required, guys? It's a valid. It's a valid. So now we avoided typecasting, boss. So that indirectly our code has become type safe code or not. Next, yeah, it's a direct method of employee class. Yes, boss. Now listen, look at this one. Student ST year stud. Then I am passing stud dot class. I am passing student dot class. What is T, guys? What is T? Student. What will be the return type now? What will be the return type now? Student becomes the return type. Come on. What will be the return type here? Student becomes the return type. Student becomes the return type. Array, this is modifier public. Generic declaration of the generic. Then return type. Come on. Next, method name. This is method name. And the parameters. What is there in that? Shanmukh. Syntax, this one. This is the one. Okay. Now look, let's go for valid. Next, E dot generate progress report. Progress report. Okay. Now, I hope you are understanding my point, guys. Yeah, you have to. Surya Kumar, please recollect your generic syntax. Declaration of generic is compulsory. Now, not compulsory, you have to take T boss. It can be X, Y, Z, anything you can take. If you take X, here also take X. If you take Z, here also you have to take Z. And the same thing you will be becoming return type. You will be taking as return type. So generally people thinks that T only should be taken, not like that. T looks like template. Okay, generic template, both are sounding similar. That's why people prefers T. Not compulsory T boss. According to the meaning, you can take any letter. In case of map, people take key and V. Are you understanding my point there? Yeah. In case of what? List kind of thing, people takes I. St dot generate. Fine, boss. See, overall, while calling method, what class you pass, same thing becomes the return type. Same thing becomes a return type. How does it takes employee as a return type? Array, when I pass employee here, definitely it will become what? It will take employee as a return type. That's a working style, boss. That's a real working style. What class you pass, the same thing become return type, guys. If you pass x becomes return type. If you pass y becomes return type. Right. Okay. That's a basic behavior. That's a basic behavior of the generic methods. Fine, boss. Okay. I requested you people, please go through generics, Varox, Java 8 features. Java 8 features, please. You have to do some work at home also. I cannot teach entire core Java. I can revise only. Are you listening my statement, guys? Now people are asking, give me one example on generic class. Give me one example of generic interfaces. I can revise only because we didn't assemble here for learning core Java. Please keep that in mind. And still I am spending some time. What is the problem? What is the solution? Fine. So shall we get into the discussions, guys? Now let me please spend some time in at home. Revise your generics. Revise your yeah. Now let me link this knowledge with our Spring boss. Shall I link this knowledge? I think everyone is clear on this. Everyone is clear on this. Here no typecasting is required. Here no typecasting is required. Required. That means class cast exception is avoided. Class cast exception is avoided. Class cast exception is avoided. So we can say our code is, come on, we can say our code is type safe code. We can say our code is type safe code. Nice, boss. Now let me link with Spring, boss. We have two important overloaded forms of get bean method. What method, guys? Get bean method. Array factory dot get bean method, ra babu. Method in Spring programming. In Spring programming. Yes. Number one. What is this? Public object get bean string bean ID. Public object string bean ID. Okay, guys. No generics. Generics. Okay. Code is not type safe. Code is not type safe. Are you listening my statement, boss? Come on. Right. What's the problem in this one? So basically, you will get object obj of factory dot get bean of. Let me give one example here. Get bean of WMG. Yes, but can I call direct methods, guys? Can I call direct methods of that class? Generate wish message. Generate wish message. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. So what should I do, guys? I have to go for typecasting. Please be active in the chat box. Please be active in the chat box. That is your activeness. Online classes staying active means only one thing. Keep yourself busy in the chat box and try to concentrate, respond for what I am asking. Okay, boss. Then we have to go for typecasting. What is that? Wish message generator WMG. Wish message generator of OBJ. Typecasting. OBJ. Now tell me WMG dot generate wish message. Generate wish message of Raja. I hope you are understanding my point, boss. Come on. WMG dot generate wish message of Raja. This is a valid statement. But you are doing typecasting or not, boss? Typecasting. Suppose by mistake I have given date date WMG data of OBJ. Basically, it is giving wish message generator object, but I am trying to typecast with the date class. So when I'm trying to typecast with the date class, definitely there is a possibility of getting what? Class cast exception. That means code is not type safe. Code is not type safe. Type safe. Class cast exception may come. Class cast exception may come. May rise. Because we are doing typecasting now, boss. Sir, I will do in a single line. Array, if you write in a single line also, same story, ra, babu. Wish message generator WMG is equal to wish message generator factory dot get bean of WMG. Factory dot get bean of WMG. Tell me here. WMG dot generate wish message of Raja. Yeah, this is going to be valid one or not? Definitely this is going to be valid one. Now tell me here, was code is not type safe, class cast exception may rise. Again, same issues here now, boss. Again, same issues here. I think already I have demonstrated long back. On Saturday I have demonstrated, but let me show that one more time. Where is the NTSP? This one, 4. Really, Ramanji? Really, Ramanji, you studied like that, huh? Dot class means dot class file, huh? Really? Oh, Bapre. Okay, boss. Yes, yes, yes. No, no. Fine. Happened is happened. At least you learned today. Be happy for that. Yes, boss. Now focus, focus. Now listen. Basically, it is returning PER. PER is giving me what, guys? Person class object. PER is giving me what? Person class object. Because PER is the bean ID of person class. But unknowingly or knowingly, I have typecasted with person one, which is another Spring Bean. So if I try to do that work, what happens, guys? Okay. If you try to do that one, what happens, guys? Class cast exception is raised or not raised? Class cast exception is raised or not raised? Come on. I hope you noticed that one or not. Yes. Why? There is a typecasting. There is a need of typecasting. That's why class cast exception is raised. So that's why this is a bad method. We should avoid it. Bad. I don't want this one. Now let me introduce another method which is given with the support of generics. I think from Spring 2.5 onward they started giving support for this one. Okay, that is the second one. What is the second one? It is also public method. Here also they define T. Here also they define T. Come on, guys. Next, return type is T. Return type is T. Get bean is the method. Get bean is the method. Okay, here string bean. First they have given class T, class T, class string bean ID. String bean ID. Yes, exactly this one. See, now I understood why I have introduced generic methods. Why I introduced. Without introducing generic methods, without introducing class property, also I can teach this. Again, that your learning process looks incomplete. That's why first I prepared some background. Using that background, I launched it. And moreover, this is the method we should use next 100 to 120 days almost every day. So I don't want to compromise on that. Now tell me, are you feeling heavy to understand the signature? Generic declaration, return type, method name. Okay. What is this? Generic type parameter and other parameter. Other parameter is as usually my bean ID. Other parameter is as usually bean ID. I think order is different, boss. I am confused a little bit. Yes, I think first bean ID, then this. 1 minute. Let me search once. Factory dot get bean, guys. Factory dot get bean. Okay. See, get bean. We are having what is this exactly? Class T required type object ARGS. Are you seeing this one, boss? Right. So yes, we are back. Same, same, same. I thought of reverse, but not required. So class T is Spring Bean ID. Now you observe the same thing, boss. Same story you observe. Okay, example one. Example one. Wish message generator WMG factory dot get bean. Tell me, wish message generator dot class generator dot class comma bean ID. What is the bean ID? WMG is the bean ID. WMG is the bean ID. I think we have a lot of overloaded forms. Let me search get beans here. So we have a lot of overloaded forms, guys. We have a lot of overloaded forms. Are you able to see that? Okay, I think this is very popular. This is popular, boss. I think we have to use this signature. First bean ID, then class T. We have other forms also, but we are passing single bean ID, na? So first bean ID, then class T. Okay, we'll stick with this. We'll stick. That is very popular one. Okay. So accordingly, what should I do? I have to just interchange the order, nothing else. String bean ID, class T. Yes. Now we have a lot of overloaded forms. I am not worried about all overloaded forms, guys. Class. Yes. That's a declaration. And we will change this one accordingly. Okay. Yes. Factory dot get bean WMG. Tell me. Wish message generator dot class. Wish message generator dot class. Tell me, guys. Here, what I am passing is a dot class file name. Here I am passing dot class file name, guys. No, no, no. Object of java dot lang dot class having wish message generator. Indirectly, I am passing wish message generator. Tell me. So that same thing becomes what? Return type. Same thing becomes what? Return type. So when it becomes return type, okay, this method also returning same object. Do I need to do any typecasting, boss? Do I need to do any typecasting here? This is valid, this is valid. So we can avoid valid code. Yes, boss. So here what is there? Okay, code is type safe. Code is type safe. Code is type safe. Because of no typecasting is required. Because of no typecasting is required. Overall. Okay. Class cast exception is avoided. Class cast exception is avoided. Class cast exception is avoided. Super, guys. Class cast exception is avoided. Now listen carefully and let me improvise this code, my dears. Let me improvise this one. I am removing this line, boss. Person PR is equal to. Array, not compulsory. You should take bean ID as the reference variable name. Any name you can take. Factory dot get bean PR person dot class. Here is my P1. Next, person 1 P1, or otherwise I'll take P2. Person 1 P2. Factory dot get bean PR1. Come on. Person 1 dot class. Person 1 dot class. Here is again my P2, boss. So this is not required, leave it. Now let's run the code, guys. Let's run the code. Yes, we are getting the output as it is or not. Now you may ask me one question. Sir, here also, here also you may think about passing what? Wrong class names na. Suppose it is returning person class object, but I have passed person 1. Here also I passed person 1. There also there is a possibility na, sir. You will get, now listen. This is not compile time error. Who said this will give compile time error? Here person 1, here person 1. Why it will give compile time error? When you will get compile time error, I will tell. Here person I said, but I am trying to refer with person 1. Then you will get compile time error. Come on. We are safe because here and here we should pass same. Here and here we should pass same. We are good. We are good in this angle. See this, what is the error? Change type to type mismatch cannot convert person to person one. This is good. Okay. But I am talking about here also I have given person one, here also I have given person one. Though PER bean ID based get bean method call returns what person object. Then what happens? Now you see, you won't get class cast exception, guys. You will get spring exception. What is spring exception? Bean not of required type exception. It is not class cast exception. It is what? Bean not of required type exception. Boss, okay, you said this PER bean ID based bean class object will be person one, but actually I'm thinking what? It is giving person. Okay, that's why it is not matching. That's for that purpose it is throwing what? Bean not of type required type. You see the complete message about it. Bean name PR expected to be of type person one, but it was actually of type what? Person. But it actually of type person. Are you getting my point, guys? It is not giving class cast exception, it is giving spring specific exception. Right. And moreover, it is your blunder, boss. Because when you know PER is giving person class object and passing what person one as the type is your blunder, right? It is not at all our blunder. Agree with me? Note, if we pass wrong spring bean class name, wrong spring bean class name as the second argument of as the second argument of as the second argument of factory dot get bean method, as the second argument of factory dot get bean method. Come on. Then we will not get class cast exception. Rather, we get spring specific exception. Rather, we get spring specific exception. Rather, we get what exception, guys? Spring specific exception. Right. Take this one, guys. Wantedly pass the wrong name. Bold. Person one. Here also person one dot class. Yes, but bean ID is PER. Please remember. So throws what exception, guys? Simply throws what exception? Copy this and paste this. Right, boss. I hope you are understanding my point. Okay. Yeah, since both are, if both are not person one, you will get compile time error. If both are not person one, definitely you will get compile time error. Okay. I hope you are understanding my point, boss. Yeah, this is right, boss. This is valid one. This is valid one. This is invalid code I am giving. Okay, I think now you got it. Now onwards, it's a good practice, guys. Stop working with the first version. It's a good practice. Stop working with the first version. Start dealing with the second version. That's it, boss. Okay. With this, our improvisation towards the get class method is over. And this method will follow you throughout Spring learning process. Throughout Spring learning process. So please understand and use it. Because as I said, now lots of people think that we are passing dot class file name. No, it is not dot class file name. Fine now, boss? Right. So what I taught is just generic methods. We have like this, we have a generic classes, generic interfaces. In future, you will get them also. Okay, whenever necessary, again I will revise and I will start linking with Spring. Shall we get into the new discussion? Okay. Shall we get into the discussions, guys? Okay. So first of all, I want to explain basic idea about design pattern. I know some people are already attending evening classes, but by keeping new people in mind, let me give basic idea about what is design pattern. Okay, design pattern is not a separate technology or framework to learn, guys. And design pattern is not related to one programming language. They can be implemented in any object oriented programming language, because by keeping object oriented programming languages only, these design patterns are given, boss. These design patterns are given. So then what design patterns are all about? And moreover, design patterns are not just related to designing phase of the project. These are purely related to coding. Coding means implementation. By seeing the word design, I know that lots of people thinks that, okay, it is related to designing phase of the project. No, it's not like that. See, if you are using technology framework language as it is, without having much maturity, without having much intelligence, there is a possibility of getting side effects. What kind of side effects? Performance side effect, memory related side effects, or tight coupling problems. N number of side effects may come. Okay. Design patterns are the best practices to overcome those side effects. Nothing but it makes you to write some additional code. Because of those additional code, you can get rid of those side effects. Are you listening my statement, guys? That's it. So that's why these design patterns can be implemented in any object-oriented programming language. But since Java is there to develop large scale projects, enterprise application, in Java problems are more, and that's why in Java design patterns have become more popular. It's not like that in other languages design patterns are not there. Yes, in procedure oriented programming languages, they have not given any design pattern. Whatever design pattern currently we are learning, all these are given by keeping what? Object oriented programming languages in mind. Are you getting my point? So that's why don't think that only Java design patterns are there. In C Sharp also design patterns are there. In any other object-oriented programming language, design patterns are there. But we learn it as a separate course. We learn it as a separate thing to study. Why? Because in Java, large scale projects are more and more. Small memory issues, performance issue also becomes a very big headache in the later stage of the project. That's why from the beginning we try to design the code very effectively by taking the support of design patterns. Okay, let me give my definitions for design patterns, boss. These are set of rules that are given as best solutions for reoccurring problems. Best solution for reoccurring problems. Best solutions for recurring problems. Next one, boss. These are best practices to develop software applications effectively. Best practices effectively. Next one, boss. I generally give, see, all are solutions, boss, but all solutions are not called design patterns. Only best solution is called what? Design pattern. I hope you are getting my point. Yes. So once again, I'll generally take this real life example to understand in a better manner. You are feeling feverish, gone to medical shop, purchased medicine and consumed it. You won't get the relief. You won't get the relief. After 2-3 days, you have gone to doctor. Doctor asked you to take the same medicine, but along with some antibiotics. This time, same medicine with antibiotics you consumed. You got the relief. I hope you noticed it or not. Then we'll start appreciating doctor is great, medical staff fellow is worst. But both have given same medicine. So here what happened? Because of antibiotics, your body immunity power is boosted. That's why medicine started working. Because of that, you got relief from the fever. So that means antibiotics are playing major role here or not? Yeah. In our case, problem is like what? Fever. Solution is like our technologies, languages, frameworks are the main medicine, and antibiotic tablets are like design patterns. Antibiotic tablets are what? Design pattern. So because of antibiotics, our main medicine working on our body more effectively or not. That's why relief from the problem is coming fastly or not. Similarly, because of design pattern, whatever problem that are coming with regular technologies and framework can be sorted out, and we can develop the applications more effectively, boss. Right. Only best solutions are called design patterns. And the worst solution is called anti-pattern. Yeah, anti-pattern. Next. And the worst solution. Okay, boss. Now listen. Yeah. In any object-oriented, in any OOP language, we can implement design patterns. We can implement design pattern. Now listen, guys. In Java J2EE, we have two types of design patterns. Two types of design patterns. Yes. Whatever required design pattern for learning Spring and Spring Boot, I will cover. Nearly 7 to 8 design patterns will be covered here. No, sir, I want to have complete knowledge, exclusive knowledge on design pattern. So once in a while, design pattern batch will be started, guys. There I will be covering 25 number of design patterns. 25 number of design patterns. Okay. So don't miss that match, because if you attend that match, you will become more matured programmer. No doubt in that. Yes, boss. Tell me, guys, Ganga 4 patterns. Ganga 4 pattern. GOF, GO4. Okay. GOF, GO4. Ganga 4 patterns. Listen, guys. 4 people together given these design patterns. 4 people together given this design pattern can be implemented in any object oriented programming language. Can be implemented in any OOP language. Not only in Java, guys. Okay, guys. So total 23 patterns are there, guys. They are called Ganga 4 pattern. Why they are called Ganga? 4 people together given. So if you can search their names in the internet, guys. So you can search their names in the internet, not a problem. Ganga 4 names. Ganga 4 names. Yes, these are the. So these are the 4 people, boss. Given by Eric Gama and all this stuff, guys. Yes. Okay. Some pattern names are, some design pattern names are singleton class, factory pattern. Subcategories are there right now, you don't worry about. Abstract to factory, flyweight, and etc. Many things are there. Are you getting my point there? Next, boss. JWE patterns. JWE patterns. Uh, Given by Sun Microsystems based on J2WE technologies, technologies to solve various problems related to okay, various problems related to layered application development. JWE patterns, boss. Okay, now listen. Must be implemented in Java. You cannot implement in any language, because these are given by keeping J2WE technologies in mind, boss. Okay, must be implemented in Java J2WE environment. Okay, that means cannot be implemented in other languages. Cannot be implemented in other languages, guys. So total how many patterns are there in Ganga 4? 23 patterns are very popular, boss. Okay. So yes. Next, what are the examples? Some JWE patterns are DAO, front controller. Okay, front controller, service locator, session facade, MVC is not a design pattern. MVC is architecture. Please, don't write MVC and etc. Okay, boss. Note. MVC is not a design pattern. It is called architecture. I know that now you people ask me what is the difference between architecture and design pattern. Anyhow, discussion has come now. Let me talk about it. What is the difference between architecture and design pattern? Anyone can tell me? I think in design pattern course also I covered it. What is the difference between? And I am preparing background to launch 2 design patterns. That is factory design pattern. Other one is strategy design pattern. Okay. So this is the second background for second application, boss. Okay. So you will understand why Spring popular after explaining second application. Second application takes time. First, I will explain factory design pattern, strategy design pattern, and I will try to implement those patterns in core Java without using Spring. Understanding my point? Without using Spring, I will try to implement in core Java. Then we will be feeling bit complex, bit heavy. And the same application I will try to develop in Spring. You will feel very lightweight and easy. Then you will understand real power of what Spring. So this is the agenda of what? Second application development. Understanding in future, I will be giving knowledge of singleton pattern also. Don't worry. Don't worry. But right now our focus is on what? Factory pattern and strategy design pattern. What is the difference between architecture and design pattern? Anyone can tell me? Architecture gives complete plan about developing project or application. Project or application involving multiple design patterns if necessary. See, boss, bus architecture. Bus architecture means what, guys? It talks about complete preparation of complete manufacturing of the bus or not. Where should be tires, where should be steering, where should be seats, where should be jockey, where should be all facilities, gearbox, everything will be clearly specified in the bus architecture, right? Okay, now listen. While attaching tires to bus, problems will be there. To solve those problems, one or other design pattern. Okay, while adding gearbox to the bus, problems will be there. To solve that problem, design pattern. Or while developing gearbox itself, some issues will be there. To solve those issues, design pattern. Understanding my point? While operating steering, while driving the bus, some side effects, some problems may be there. To solve them, design patterns. That means architecture internally uses design pattern. MVC is an architecture where we will develop application as a layered application having model layer, view layer, controller layer. So in the development of model layer to address its problem, some design patterns will be used. Are you understanding my point? Like a DAO, okay, service locator, all these are model layer architectures. Design patterns, model layer design patterns. Front controller, application controller, all these are what? Controller layer design patterns. View helper, composite view, all these are what? View layer design patterns. But overall, MVC is an architecture to develop the application has a layered application. In each layer, to address multiple problems, multiple design patterns will be utilized. I hope no confusion. If someone says MVC is design pattern, don't agree. You go and see official document of Gang of 4. MVC will not be there. You go and see official document given by JEE catalog, J2EE pattern catalog. MVC will not be there. If you want, you can go and check also. I don't have any problem. Okay. Anyhow, discussion has come. JWE pattern catalog. Catalog is nothing but list of all the patterns, all the design patterns list will come. J2WE pattern catalogs. Yes, listen. So they have given some subcategories, boss. In these subcategories, are there any MVC, boss? Are there any MVC, boss? Are you seeing any MVC here? No. Okay. Now I will say Ganga 4 pattern catalog. Ganga 4 pattern catalog. Yes. Listen. They are giving so many creational patterns, subcategories. Factory, abstract factory, adapter, bridge, decorator, composite, builder, facade, flyweight, proxy, behavior. A number of things are there. A number of things are there. Is there any MVC, guys? No MVC is given, boss. Okay, right. So if interviewer asks what is MVC design pattern, you don't have maturity. You don't have maturity. Since some interviewer asked, concept won't be changed, Ra Babu. Someone is asking in Varakil company, they have asked me what is MVC design pattern. So tell them MVC is not a design pattern, it's an architecture. Architecture talks about various concepts and components that are required to develop complete application end to end. Complete application end to end. Okay. Example, MVC is an architecture to develop, okay, web applications as layered applications by involving multiple components in communication. Yes, guys. While developing any architecture based application or regular application to address the reoccurring problems we need the support of design pattern. Okay, guys. Note, in MVC architecture based web application development, multiple layers will be there. Come on. Reoccurring problems is repeatedly occurring problem. English Ra Babu. Repeated problems. Multiple layers will be there. Web application development, multiple layers will be there. Okay, like model layer. Okay, what is that layer? Don't worry today. View layer and controller layer. Okay. While writing logics in these layers, In these layers, okay, we use different design patterns. We use different design patterns to address the reoccurring problems. To address the reoccurring problems. Okay, guys. In view layer, we use composite view, view helper, design patterns. In controller layer, we use, come on guys, in view layer, this we use. In controller layer, we use front controller. Okay, front controller, application controller, and etc. design patterns. I think now no confusion about architecture and design patterns, guys. Architecture and design pattern. Architecture uses design patterns. It's not compulsory every architecture should use design patterns, but a standard architecture always try to use multiple design patterns so that architecture becomes more popular, more strong. Fine, boss. Okay, now listen. Factory design pattern, boss. Model layer design patterns are DAO, service locator, all these are, boss. Factory design pattern. First of all, tell me, boss, what do you mean by factory, boss? Everyone, please focus. What do you mean by factory? I want reply from you people. What do you mean by factory? No idea? Chat box problem or your problem? A factory is something who create and releases product. Who create and releases the product. What's the advantage of approaching factory for product, guys? We should bother about manufacturing process, or you need not to bother about manufacturing process. You approach factory, ask for product, product is delivered. Are you bothered about how it is manufactured? Are you bothered about how it is being created? No, not at all, right? No, not at all. What do you say, guys? Are you seriously bothered about how it is created? No, not at all. Come on, guys. Are a car factory, they deliver car and we receive car. Are you bothered about how car is being manufactured? Biscuit factory, you go and ask biscuit, they will give the biscuit. But are you going to bother about what is the recipe? Nothing but it provides abstraction on creation process. Come on, guys. Abstraction on creation process. You ask object, it delivers the object, but it never makes you to bother about how exactly object has been created. Got the point or not? See, boss, sometimes you have to create object using new operator and zero param constructor. Sometimes you have to create object using new operator and two param constructor or one param constructor. Sometimes you have to create object by calling static factory method. Sometimes you have to create object by calling what? Some other method. But I don't want to see my end user bothering about how I am creating object. When you ask object, I have to deliver object. That's the work of factory. That is the work of factory, boss. Whether I'm using zero param constructor, new operator, new instance method, Xa, Ya, static factory method, normal method, I don't want to see my end user, my client bothering about it. He asked me object as a factory. I should give him object. I should not bother him. Okay, to know the process of object creation. I am going to Maruti Suzuki company asked give me Baleno car. They will give Baleno car, okay, without telling how they are you creating the Baleno car. You asked car, they deliver car. We take the car, we drive the car. We are least bothered how they have, what process they followed, how they have manufactured the car. Come on, guys, understanding my point? Yes, boss. Factory design pattern. This DP returns one of the several related classes object. One of the several related classes object. Okay. Based on the data we are providing. Based on the data we are providing. Okay. By having abstraction on object creation process. Object creation process. Factory DP gives the object but does not make the caller 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 or client or user to know about the creation process. Creation process. Nothing but abstraction. Nothing but abstraction. It is simply nothing but abstraction, guys. Okay, boss. Simply nothing but what? Abstraction, guys. Now listen, in our life already we are having this kind of factory patterns, boss. Example one, car factory gives car car factory gives car to user without exposing how it is manufactured, without exposing how it is manufactured. Similarly, biscuit factory gives biscuit to user without exposing how it is cooked or prepared. That is example 2. Now listen. Now listen. Connection con is equal to everyone. Driver, I see. Some people might have studied this pattern in the design pattern class, but for me, everyone is important, guys. That's why I'm teaching again. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Okay. URL, JDBC URL, username, password. This is also factory pattern, guys. See, you are asking connection object, it is giving connection object. Are you bothered about how connection object is being created? Come on, guys. Are you bothered? Using new operator, using new operator, using one param constructor, or using any factory method. No, we ask a connection object, they have given connection object. Come on, guys. Moreover, every time it will use same connection object. Same connect. That means connection object class name is same every time. No, there are so many JDBC drivers, and every driver is having its own connection object class name, right? So based on the URL, username, passwords you pass, the class name of the connection object changes time to time or not. The class name of the connection object changes time to time or not. Listen, car factory every time gives same model car, or it will change based on the model name we passed. If I ask Maruti Suzuki company give Baleno car, they will give Baleno car only. If I ask Maruti Suzuki company to give what Alto car, they will give Alto car, right? Do you think factory is capable of what? Creating only one object or multiple objects of same type? Different category, multiple objects of same type. At the car factory at the end gives car, but only one model car or lots of model cars? Lots of model cars, right? Biscuit factory will give only one type of biscuits or different types of biscuits. Different types of biscuits, right? For example, we have Britannia. Britannia is giving only one type of biscuits. No, that is giving nearly 10 to 12 categories of biscuits, guys, right? Tell me, factory is just to provide abstraction on creation process, or it will give one of the several related class object based on the data we pass. In that process, object creation is having abstraction. Yes, guys. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection, URL, username, and password. Tell me here what happened. Here, driver manager dot get connection method returns JDBC connection object for certain database software based on the JDBC URL, database username, database password details we pass. In this process, it also provides abstraction on connection object creation process. Connection object creation process. Are you getting my point there? Here also abstraction is there or not there, boss? Definitely abstraction is there. Definitely abstraction is there. Okay, example 4. Factory.getBean method of Spring. Factory.getBean method of Spring gives Spring Bean class object without exposing its creation process. Come on, guys. Factory.getBean method is giving Spring Bean class object. Are you bothered about how it is creating object? Are you bothered about how it is creating object? Either using 0 na, 1 parama, 2 parama. How it is creating dependent, how dependent is assigned to target. Are you really bothered, guys? You called method, you got object. And other day we want to learn internal, that's why we studied little bit, boss. Suppose if I don't teach internals to you, are you really worried about it? Now you may say that, sir, I know it now, sir. I exposed it, I exposed internals, that's why you are knowing. It is using new instance method, it is not using new operator. I exposed it, I exposed those things, that's why you got it. If I don't teach those internals, are you really bothered about that? But still you are going to enjoy object given by factory.getBean method or not? Are see the name ra, bean factory. Are it is given based on factory design pattern. Factory to create the bean. That's why it is called bean factory. See the name. I hope you are understanding my point. Factory.getBean method of Spring gives Spring Bean class object without exposing its creational process, guys. Without exposing its creational process. That means already in these many places we are enjoying the abstraction on object creation. The two, it is giving one of the several related class object based on the data that we have passed. But we are not here to see where factory design pattern is already there. We are here to see, come on, how to create our own factory pattern. Yes. First, I will teach how to create our own factory pattern, guys. Then we will learn what is strategy design pattern. Okay, once these two are over, I'll try to implement both patterns in core Java style. I will show some complexity in that. Then I will try to implement same application using Spring. Then we will see simplification of application development using Spring. Then you will understand why Spring has become popular. That's why first application is only to habituate with Spring, guys. What is what? Second application is what? To tell that why Spring has come into picture. And third application is how these concepts will be used in real-time projects. Real-time dependency injection. After three application, your goosebumps will come out and you will say Spring is awesome, sir. So that's why don't come to one conclusion on Spring. Spring is greata, varasta, gooda, bada until I complete my first three applications. Okay, it's a journey. It's a journey. First, complete the journey properly, then come to one conclusion whether journey is successful or not. Till that time, hand over your brains, and whether I'm going fast or speed or don't worry. Just let me go in my style. Okay, because first three applications are very crucial for me. So far our journey is good. So far our journey is good. Are we going smoothly? But come regularly. I know 7 a.m. class, one day coming, one day not coming. Yes. Right. Today I'm going to start new advanced Java batch, guys. Okay. Those who are planning to learn Servlet JSP before I start Spring MVC. Okay. Please come and attend. Evening 4 o'clock. Evening 4 o'clock. New Hibernate batch mostly this month end. Evening mostly this month end. Okay, you want link of advanced Java demo, na? Just a minute, I'll give. Or in our group as a demo, it is there, boss. In our group as a this one. I think you can see this. No offline, boss, because government has not given permission for offline. It's a completely online batch. So that's it. Fine. Yeah, it starts with the JDBC. First JDBC for a few days, then Servlet, then JSP. You are not there in Facebook. This is the Facebook. Those who want to become member of Facebook, collect it. Avinash, you can take advanced Java and Spring parallelly. And fees, I think around 3,500 something. Okay, guys. Harsh, it will take time, boss, because first I have to teach Spring Basic, then Spring Boot. It takes time. Okay, Shaker, only microservices are. I will let you know. I have a plan of starting on parallel batch offering only microservices. I will let you know. Okay. Do you take Core Java classes? I stopped teaching Core Java long back, boss. So we have Harikrishna sir teaching Core Java. Please go and attend. Duration of advanced Java, I think 90 sessions are required. My people have forgot to create Google Classroom. In 1 2 days, I will give it. In 1 2 days, I will take. How it long takes advanced Java Servlet batch. I think Servlet itself will spend 45 sessions. Servlet for 45 sessions, JSP for 1 month, and leftover dates for JDBC. Right. Surya Kumar, DevApps and AWS, that's a different domain, but I'm busy in Java domain itself. Yeah, Voyoras, this weekend we'll be having a workshop on Eclipse code debugging. Eclipse code debugging. Yes. Yeah, Sindhu, everyday material will be given like this and PDF also will be shared. Don't worry. 9 o'clock Hibernate will be there mostly this month end. Newman, if you are learning microservices with me,